You've probably heard about berries, green tea, and turmeric. But there's one simple, everyday drink, often left sitting quietly in the back of your fridge, that may hold surprising benefits for your brain and heart. As we move into our 60s and beyond, our bodies begin to change in gentle but meaningful ways. It's a natural part of life, though sometimes it can feel like a quiet, personal journey, adjusting to shifts in energy, memory, and overall strength. Over time, the body experiences wear and tear, and supporting both brain and heart health becomes more important than ever. We start to notice the subtle changes, the fleeting moments of brain fog that cloud our once crisp memories, the sudden, sharp awareness of our heartbeats, and the creeping fear of losing our independence, our vitality, and our very essence. This anxiety over silent internal damage is not an overreaction. It is a valid, logical response to the undeniable reality of oxidative stress, a biological phenomenon where unstable molecules run rampant through our cellular pathways, creating chaos and breaking down the intricate, delicate systems that keep our minds sharp and our cardiovascular networks robust. For decades, the wellness industry has capitalized on this fear, pushing an endless array of expensive, exotic superfoods, restrictive diets, and complicated regimens that promise to turn back the clock, but often only deliver frustration and an overwhelming sense of inadequacy. We are told to overhaul our entire lives, to abandon the comforting rituals of our past, and to embrace a rigid, joyless approach to nourishment just to maintain a baseline of health. But what if the secret to lasting vitality does not lie in a costly, imported powder or a punishing dietary restriction, but rather in a simple, nostalgic staple that has been quietly waiting for you all along? What if the key to building profound cellular resilience and defending your body against the ravages of aging is as simple as reaching into the refrigerator and pouring yourself a comforting glass of milk? Today, we are going to dismantle the complex myths surrounding aging and nutrition, and we are going to explore how four specific, highly accessible types of milk can act as an absolute powerhouse for your physical and cognitive well-being, providing the exact nutrients needed to interrupt the cycle of deterioration, rebuild your internal infrastructure, and protect your most vital organs. The first of these unsung heroes is low-fat dairy milk, a classic, everyday beverage that has been unfairly demonized in recent years, but remains one of the most scientifically validated tools for preserving neurological and skeletal health in older adults. When we talk about cognitive clarity and defending the brain against the frightening prospect of memory loss, we must talk about the myelin sheath, the protective, insulating layer that surrounds our nerves and allows for the rapid, efficient transmission of electrical signals, or neurotransmitters, throughout the brain and body. As we age, oxidative stress and nutritional deficiencies can cause this vital myelin sheath to degrade, leading to the precise type of cognitive slowing and brain fog that so many of us dread. Low-fat dairy milk is an absolute treasure trove of highly bioavailable vitamin B12, a nutrient that is absolutely critical for the maintenance and repair of the myelin sheath, as well as a rich source of calcium and high-quality protein that our aging bodies desperately need. To truly understand the transformative power of this simple drink, we only need to look at the story of Evelyn, a vibrant 68-year-old retired school teacher who found herself sinking into a terrifying state of cognitive decline. Evelyn began experiencing alarming episodes of forgetfulness. She would lose the thread of conversations, struggle to recall the names of dear friends, and find herself staring blankly into cupboards, entirely forgetting what she had set out to do. The fear of losing her independence, of becoming a burden to her children, began to cast a dark, heavy shadow over her golden years, robbing her of her peace and replacing it with a constant, simmering anxiety. Desperate for a solution but overwhelmed by the contradictory advice she found online, Evelyn consulted with a geriatric nutritionist who suggested a shockingly simple intervention: incorporating 2 glasses of low-fat dairy milk into her daily routine to aggressively combat her diagnosed B12 deficiency and support her neurological health. Skeptical but willing to try anything that didn't involve swallowing handfuls of expensive pills, Evelyn began to pour herself a glass of milk every morning with her oatmeal and another in the evening before bed, a comforting ritual that reminded her of her own childhood. Within a matter of months, The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. The heavy, suffocating blanket of brain fog began to lift. Her neurotransmitters, now properly supported by a robust and repaired myelin sheath, began firing with their old speed and accuracy, and Evelyn reclaimed the sharp, quick-witted mind that she thought she had lost forever. Her story is a powerful testament to the fact that we do not need to resort to extreme measures to rebuild our health. Sometimes, the most profound healing comes from the most basic, accessible sources of nourishment. However, it is an undeniable reality of human biology that as we grow older, our bodies undergo significant changes, and sometimes, the very things that once nurtured us begin to cause discomfort. For many individuals over the age of 60, the natural production of lactase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down the sugar in milk, begins to decline precipitously, transforming a once comforting glass of dairy into a source of severe gastrointestinal distress, bloating, and inflammation. This brings us to our second vital beverage, lactose-free milk, a brilliant, scientifically formulated alternative that offers a seamless, gut-friendly solution for those whose bodies have begun to push back against traditional dairy. The connection between our digestive system and our neurological health, often referred to as the gut-brain axis, is one of the most critical and heavily researched areas of modern medicine, with numerous studies from reputable universities demonstrating that chronic inflammation in the gut can directly contribute to systemic oxidative stress, impaired immune function, and even accelerated cognitive decline. By choosing lactose-free milk, you are making a highly strategic decision to nourish your body with the exact same powerhouse profile of calcium, vitamin B12, and high-quality protein found in regular milk, but without triggering the chaotic, inflammatory response that can undermine your overall health. You are allowing your digestive system to rest and heal, ensuring that these vital nutrients are absorbed efficiently and transported directly to your brain and heart where they are needed most. This simple swap allows you to maintain the comforting, nostalgic habit of drinking milk, to enjoy your morning cereal or your evening cup of tea, while actively protecting your delicate internal ecosystems and fostering a deep sense of physical peace and well-being. But what if your primary concern is not just cognitive preservation or digestive comfort, but the pressing, urgent need to defend your cardiovascular system against the silent, creeping threat of heart disease? For millions of older adults, the annual checkup becomes a source of profound dread, a time when doctors point to rising numbers on a chart, warning of elevated LDL cholesterol, dangerous spikes in triglycerides, and the looming specter of arterial blockages that could shatter their hard-won independence in an instant. This is where our third incredibly powerful beverage, fortified soy milk, steps into the spotlight as an undisputed champion of cardiovascular resilience. Unlike traditional dairy, fortified soy milk is a plant-based complete protein, meaning it provides all 9 essential amino acids necessary for cellular repair and muscle maintenance, but it does so without contributing a single milligram of dietary cholesterol. Furthermore, soy milk is uniquely rich in isoflavones, naturally occurring plant compounds that have been rigorously studied in major medical journals and proven to actively interrupt the accumulation of dangerous plaques within the arteries, helping to naturally lower LDL cholesterol and stabilize triglycerides without the need for harsh pharmaceutical interventions. To grasp the life-changing potential of this golden liquid, consider the journey of Harold, a 72-year-old grandfather who had spent his entire life working hard, raising a family, and looking forward to a peaceful retirement, only to be hit with the terrifying news that his cardiovascular system was a ticking time bomb. Harold's doctor warned him that his LDL cholesterol was dangerously high, his triglycerides were completely out of control, and his blood vessels were showing severe signs of oxidative stress and stiffening. Faced with the immediate threat of a major cardiac event and the prospect of a heavily medicated future, Harold was paralyzed by fear, feeling as though his own body had betrayed him and that his days of active, joyful living were abruptly coming to an end. Determined to fight back, Harold dove into cardiovascular nutrition and discovered the incredible, heavily researched benefits of fortified soy milk, deciding to completely replace his usual heavy cream and whole milk with this plant-based alternative. He started using it in his morning coffee, blending it into smoothies with a handful of spinach, and drinking a cold glass after his daily walks, embracing the slightly nutty, rich flavor as a daily dose of liquid medicine. The results, documented in his follow-up blood work 6 months later, left his cardiologist absolutely astounded. Harold's LDL cholesterol had plummeted to a safe, healthy range, his triglycerides had normalized, and the markers of systemic inflammation and oxidative stress had practically vanished. By simply choosing to pour a different kind of milk, Harold had managed to rebuild the structural integrity of his cardiovascular system, utilizing the powerful amino acids and isoflavones to scrub his arteries clean and restore the robust, rhythmic pumping of his heart, ultimately giving him back his future, his peace of mind, and the precious, active years he wanted to spend with his grandchildren. Harold's remarkable success story perfectly illustrates the core philosophy of natural healing. That profound, life-saving changes do not require a complete upheaval of our lives, but rather a series of small, consistent, highly strategic choices that compound over time to create an environment of unbeatable internal resilience. Yet, we must also acknowledge that for many individuals over 60, the battle for health is intimately tied to the struggle for weight management, as a slowing metabolism makes every calorie count and the accumulation of visceral fat around the organs becomes a significant driver of chronic disease. This brings us to our fourth and final vital beverage, almond milk, a beautifully light, refreshing, and calorie-friendly option that serves as an exceptional vascular buffer and a powerful weapon against cellular aging. Unsweetened almond milk is remarkably low in calories and carbohydrates, making it an ideal choice for those who need to strictly manage their blood sugar levels or who are actively working to shed excess weight to relieve the mechanical burden on their aging hearts and joints. But its true power lies in its extraordinary concentration of vitamin E, a potent, fat-soluble antioxidant that specializes in neutralizing the free radicals responsible for oxidative stress, essentially acting as a microscopic shield that defends the delicate lining of your blood vessels from damage and inflammation. By incorporating almond milk into your daily routine, you are providing your body with a steady stream of this vital protective nutrient, helping to keep your arteries flexible, your skin glowing, and your cardiovascular system operating with smooth, unhindered efficiency. It is the perfect hydrating base for a nutrient-dense protein shake, a wonderful addition to a bowl of fresh berries, or simply a cool, refreshing drink on a warm afternoon, offering a comforting, guilt-free way to nourish your body without overloading your system with unnecessary calories or heavy fats. When we step back and look at the cumulative power of these 4 distinct milks, the B12, rich neurological support of low-fat dairy, the gentle, gut-healing comfort of lactose-free milk, the cholesterol-crushing might of fortified soy, and the antioxidant-packed, vascular buffering lightness of almond milk, we begin to see a beautiful, empowering picture of what healthy aging can truly look like. We realize that we do not have to be victims of our advancing years, passively waiting for our minds to cloud and our hearts to falter, nor do we have to subscribe to the punishing, joyless, and restrictive diets that the modern wellness industry tries to force upon us. True, enduring health is not about restriction, deprivation, or the chaotic pursuit of the next exotic superfood. It is about establishing a gentle, consistent rhythm of nourishment, about finding simple, deeply comforting habits that seamlessly integrate into the life you already love and the routines you already cherish. It is about understanding the incredible, innate resilience of your own biology and providing your cells with the precise tools, the amino acids, the vitamins, the isoflavones, and the antioxidants they desperately need to rebuild, repair, and defend your most precious organs against the silent ravages of time. So, as you wake up tomorrow morning and walk into your kitchen, feeling the familiar aches and carrying the quiet anxieties that so many of us share, I want you to open your refrigerator door and look at that humble carton of milk with entirely new eyes. I want you to see it not just as a basic grocery item, but as a potent, scientifically proven elixir, a daily opportunity to actively interrupt the cycle of aging, to forcefully protect the intricate wiring of your brain, and to lovingly nourish the tireless beating of your heart. I want you to feel the deep, profound sense of empowerment that comes from knowing you hold the power to shape your own health destiny. that the key to preserving your independence, your sharp mind, and your vibrant spirit is quite literally resting in the palm of your hand, waiting to be poured. Embrace the simplicity of this daily ritual. Let go of the fear and the confusion that surrounds aging, and trust in the remarkable, healing power of these natural, everyday powerhouses to restore your vitality and grant you the peace and comfort you so richly deserve in this beautiful chapter of your life. If this video gave you something to think about, something you might try, take a moment now to like and share it. And if you have a milk that's helped you feel better, tell us in the comments.